Hello everyone, how are you? I hope all are doing well and all are in a good health. So I wish the same good health and wealth. Happy New Year to all. In this new year, we are meeting first time. It is after a long time I'm doing this video. So in last lecture, we discussed about the nature of the salary, right? So now today, you can see my video in the, yeah, one second. So YouTube is there, or it is uploaded on your Google Classroom also. So there you can see my video that about salary. Just I want to show you. This is what my video is. So it is about the salary. You can see here. So this video you can refer the same to understand the nature of the salary. Two lectures on your classroom, and also one test is there. So please submit that quiz. Okay. So the test is also you have to submit the same, and after this lecture also I'm going to post another test, so that's also you have to complete the same. So let's begin with today's lecture. So definition of salary. Let's start with the definition of salary. And as per section 17(1) of Income Tax Act 1961, the salary includes wages, okay, any annuity or pension, any gratuity, okay, then any fees, commission, perquisites, or the profits in lieu of or in addition to any salary or wages, any advance of salary if you receive, or any payment received in respect of any period of leave not availed of by the assessee. It is known as a leave salary. Next is the portion of annual accretion in any previous year to the balance at the credit of the employee participating in recognized provident fund to the extent it is taxable. So whatever the portion of annual accretion in any previous year which is contributed by the employer to the credit of the employee is treated as a salary. Then the transferred balance in the recognized provident fund to the extent it is taxable. So whatever the, if you transfer any provident fund, then that also it is considered as a salary. Then contribution made by the employer in previous year to the account of an employee under the pension scheme referred to in section 80 CCD, National Pension Scheme or Atal Pension Scheme. Okay, NPS. No, National Pension Scheme or new pension scheme, that contribution made by the employer to the employee's salary credit, it is also considered as a salary. So salary, in short, all whatever the returns you get from the employer as an employee in money or in kinds is considered while calculating the salary. So this is all about the salary. So this definition is not an exhaustive one. If any other items which you receive from the employer as in a role of an employee, so that is also considered as a salary. So that thing you have to understand, that the returns you get to serve the employer, that return is considered as a salary. So here I hope you understand the nature of the salary, and the definition is itself explaining the nature of the salary under the Income Tax Act 1961. So whenever you are calculating salary under the Income Tax Act 1961, or to file the returns with the Income Tax Department for a salary, or as a head of income, so that time you have to understand that these things should be considered while calculating the salary. So next, how exactly the computation of salary is it done under the head of salary? So let's start with this. So basic salary, first of all we will have to consider here the basic salary. Basic salary, it is a part of your salary itself. This is considered as a base for calculating many different items of salary, like the DA or the HRA. What is DA? Dearness allowances are the percentages which are calculated on the basic salary. So suppose the salary is 10,000 and the DA is 40,000. So on a 10,000 basic salary, 40,000, that means 4,000 is your DA. So basic salary is a one of the component of a salary. Likewise, the DA is also one of the component of a salary. So suppose the HRA is also there. It is also a 40% HRA the employer is giving to you. So that time the same thing. Again, the 10,000 is the basic salary. On that, apply this 40% HRA. So 4,000 again HRA we are going to calculate here. So the now what we get, that 10,000 basic salary plus the 4,000 DA and plus 4,000 HRA. So this total salary henceforth is become 18,000. Again, fees, if any, you are going to receive in a role of employee. Again, the commissions, sales commission may be there, or any other commissions are involved, and the employer is paying to you. That is also considered as a salary. Bonus. The bonus is also the one of the item of the salary and taken as a income under the head of a salary. Gratuity, leave encashment. What is leave? All these things we are going to deal in detail in further lectures. But first of all, I will, in a short, I want to explain you what the exactly computation of salary includes. Okay, so let's have some basic items known as an introductory. Then after, I will explain you in details what is exactly means, like the what is gratuity means, what is bonus means, what is the leave encashment means, how it is calculated, and how the exemptions are there under section 1010 or under section 10 of Income Tax Act. All these things we are going to discuss in detail, but in a further lectures. This lectures we are going to provide you just a gist that what the exactly items are included in a salary head of income. Okay, so let's start. So the basic salary, then the fees, commissions, bonus, gratuity, leave encashment, pension, retrenchment compensation, compensation received under voluntary retirement scheme, VRS, and the allowances like DA, dearness allowances, house rent allowances, HRA, child education allowances, children hostel allowances, entertainment allowances, medical allowances, conveyance allowances, city compensatory allowances, uniform allowances. This uniform allowances mostly received by the service provider staff. That is maybe staff having provided like a watchman or the peon. These persons are getting this uniform allowances also. Then the professional development allowances, transport allowances, TA, other allowances, if any extra given by the by your employer. So for example, suppose he is going to pay you some lunch allowances, so that is also considered as other allowances, and that is also considered as a salary. It is taxable under the head of salary. Okay, then any allowance, secret allowances. Suppose the secret allowance is given by the employer. So for example, I have one of my assistant, assistant, I really like his work, and he is providing me all the time. So whatever the help I needed, or the he prepares the documents very well. He keep all the offices very well and clean and neat, and very in organized form. So that time I think that if I give some pay some extra money to him, and because he's providing so much nice services to me, so that is also considered as a secret allowances. Suppose one of the employer pays his secretary some extra money for the extra works he's not, that is not overtime, but he taking care of him extra in extra way, or he is providing all the services on a timely basis of not do not considering the time of office also, and he is taking all the care that the one person who should do with the employer. So, that for that purpose he may pay some extra money to his secretary, and that is also considered as a secret allowances. So that is also known as that is also taken as a part of the salary and taxable as a salary. Okay, so that is what the example of the other allowances. Next, the perquisites under section 17(2). Allowances are the paid money, okay, paid by the employer to the employee. So it is allowances are in a money form. But on the other hand, perquisites are in kinds. So perquisites are provided by the employer to the employee in kinds. So for example, like any free accommodations, furnished, unfurnished, or any transportation service, like providing car, a company's car to the employee, to the manager. So that is what a perquisites. So perquisites are provided by the employer to the employee in kinds, and allowances are provided by the employer to the employee in money terms. So whenever the allowances are there, we are getting money for that, and whenever the perquisites are there, so that time we are getting that in kinds. So if suppose the employer is giving weekend parties, so that is the perquisites also. Employer is giving you a free trip to Europe, that is also a perquisites. So this is in this way the perquisites are provided by the employer to the employee in kinds. So this perquisites under section 17 to whatever the taxable perquisites are, there are many more. Whatever the perquisites in kinds you receive, or whatever the benefits in kinds you receive from the employer as an employee, all those are considered as a perquisites. Okay, and all are taxable or are considered under the considered or taken into account as a salary for a taxable purpose. So any obligations paid by employee, paid obligations of employee paid by employer. So for example, medical bill is paid by the employer, or any hotel bills are paid by the employer, or the child education education so child education that is provided by the employer itself, or the daycare center provided by the employer, that is also known as a perquisites. Okay, and that is considered after converting that perquisites value in money kind, it is considered as a salary income. Okay, so this is how the perquisites are, or the nature of perquisites is. So here any obligation by the employee paid by the employer, accommodation if any provided by the employer, share security is issued under the ESOP, employee stock option plan. So employee stock option plan means in this ESOP category, some special discounted share prices are offered by the employer to the employee, and this is for the services given by the employee to the employer. That's why they are giving concession in the share prices, and this shares, if any, are purchased by us, or if any allotted by the employer to the employee, those are also considered as a perquisites under the head of salary. Then employers' contribution to superannuation fund, gas, electricity, and water provided by the employer, medical facilities provided by the employer, other fringe benefits, if any, like a traveling leave travel concessions, contribution of employer to the provident fund, interest on recognized provident fund. So all these are considered as a perquisites, and this is what up to this other fringe benefit up to this, these are the perquisites. Then after this part is extra one, this is not the that we can see, we can't say it is a perquisite, it is another part. So here up to this the fringe benefits are over. So we will do it. From here we have another part of the item of the salary, another kind of part item of the salary, that leave travel concession is also considered as a salary. Then the contribution of employer to the provident fund, it is also considered as a part of the salary. The interest on recognized provident fund, any other items, if any, are provided by the employer to the employee, are also known as a salary. So after adding all these things, what we are going to add here, let's see. The first is that here we started, so from this thing basic salary, fees, commission, all those things are there. Then we added the allowances, many more allowances are there. Next, the perquisites. So here the perquisites has begun and the perquisites are also added. Then LTC, leave travel concessions. That what is this? We are also going to talk about this, but in short I will tell you. Leave travel concession means if you want to go for a tour with your family and the employer is reimbursing all the expenses what you have incurred in order to have the trip with the family, that is a leave travel concession. It is also provided by the employer, so that is also a part of your salary if any the expenses and the transportation expenses or the any stay allowance expenses are reimbursed by the employer, so that time we have to consider it as a salary. If you go on your own for your trip and no employer has reimbursed those expenses, then that is not a leave travel concession. What is leave travel concession? That the employer is paying your your traveling expenses and the stay expenses with your family or on your own. So that is the leave travel concession, and it is also considered as a salary. Okay, and it is taxable under the head of salary. So after adding all these items, it starts from basic salary up to this interest on recognized provident fund and or any other items. Up to this point, we have to add all those items and we will get a gross salary. So gross salary means it is before deduction salary. Now let's see what are the deductions are available under section 16 to 16 of Income Tax Act under from the salary. So deductions means these amounts we are deducting from the salary. So these are, and it is allowed by the Income Tax Act. First one is the standard deduction. The standard deduction is every time announced in a Finance Act. It changes over a time period of So it is 50,000 under the old tax regime, and before that it is 40,000 also. And now the finance minister Sitaraman has announced that it is a 75,000 for 75,000 standard deduction is allowed those who opt for a new tax regime. So there are two tax rates are there in India. Old tax regime is which is from year after year we are following, in which the deductions are allowed under section 80C. Most of the deductions are allowed, and the new tax regime is the tax regime where we have a new tax slabs and new tax systems which is announced. So that is new tax regime have a different tax rates, and under this new tax regime we can get a standard deduction of 75,000 for assessment year 1560. No, 1670. 26, 27, sorry, 26, 27 assessment year we will get this. So this is how the standard deduction, that means that some decided amount is deducted as a standard deduction, which is announced by the it is announced in a Finance Act itself. So next one is the entertainment allowances. Entertainment allowances means any entertainment expenses allowances or any entertainment fees expenses are reimbursed by the employee by the employer for the employee. So that is considered as the entertainment allowances. And here the entertainment allowances are allowable only to a government employees. No any private employee is going to get this entertainment allowances, and that is also there. Some few conditions are there. Out of 3 conditions, list of one is considered as a deduction here. And third deduction we have is a tax on employment or professional tax. That professional tax everyone is going to pay, who are the employees, they pay. That is 2,500 currently, and that if we have paid for this year, then we will get obviously as a deduction. So these are the 3 deductions which we are going to get from the gross salary. Okay, so here we will understand what are the items which are there under taxable under the head of salary, and then after deducting these 3 items we will get the net salary. What we are going to get after after deduction of standard under section 16, that is standard deduction, entertainment allowances, and professional tax deduction, we will get a net salary. How we will get this net salary, just understand. But before that, I think whatever the taxable salary or the net salary is there, we will get here. And before that, I think the lecture we have to complete, because it is mostly it is 26 minutes we have spent on this. So in the next lecture, we will understand item by item what is the exact nature definition of those things, those items. Like for example, HRA. What is HRA? What is standard deduction? Or what is entertainment allowances? How the deduction under entertainment allowances is calculated. Also, we will understand what is this gratuity, what is bonus, and leave encashment, and retirement schemes, if any, compensation under VRS, how to get the deduction under VRS. There are also 2-3 things of what we have to calculate, and list of that is we have to consider as a deduction for this, and what is over the limit of deduction, that we have to consider as a salary. All these things we are going to discuss in a next lecture. So up to this time, you understand how to calculate the salary in order to get it taxable under the Income Tax Act. This is what with deduction under section 16 discuss, is only the deduction allowed for a salary purpose. Okay, and the general deductions which are allowable under section 80C, those are also we are going to consider, but after studying all the 5 heads of income. Okay, so till then, bye, take care, and see have listen my videos, all whatever the previously I have uploaded on YouTube and Google Classroom, and also solve the test, and I will come with the next video shortly. So till then, bye, and thank you very much for watching my video. So bye bye.